Welcome back to Sean's show, everybody. Oh my God, I'm here with Alex behind the keys.
What's going on?
Hello, Alex. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you doing?
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here, dear listeners. I'm doing well. We are doing well. Alex is cured of his sinus infection. We actually, we just went to maha.com. That's all you have to do now. Alex was like, I have a sinus infection, and I don't know what to do. I'm scared it's spreading. I said, just go to maha.com. So we sprayed lizard semen into his nostrils, and now he's healed. Now he's healed. You can heal yourself too. You can heal yourself too with lizard cum and ancient remedies, ancient herbal arcane. We're going back to the Dark Ages. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going back. The world is going into the Dark Ages, except for you and me. We here at Sean's show, we are at a breakneck pace, sprinting into the future. Everything is AI. Everything is technological. Everything is financialized. Everything is commoditized. Every single part of your life is monetized by a corporation. Every single one. Except here at Sean Show, we don't do that. Patreon.com/Sean Show. We do it too. Go. Welcome to the show. We have a lot to get to. I hope you're doing well. We're going to take it a little more chill. I'm trying to ease back on the coffee. So we're going to have a nice smooth ride today. We're going to have a nice smooth ride. We have so much to get to. We have some crazy statements from our friend Sam Altman, our good our icon, one of my icons, Sam Altman. We have a heroic rise and fall tale of a hedge fund that was operated by a child, which is what you can do now. Guys, great news. You can be a child and operate a hedge fund. So we have a hedge fund semi-collapse. I believe it's still around, but we have the Leopold Aschenbrenner story, a German child who runs a hedge fund, and so much more. Palantir's latest earnings call, guys, give it up for Palantir. Palantir is down today, but I believe up 30% on the week, guys. Give it up for, we love Alex Karp. We're going to hear from him today. We love Alex Karp. Alex Karp, as you all know, is my favorite fentanyl addict, my favorite meth addict. Alex Karp, CEO of one of the largest surveillance defense contractors on the planet, also happens to be addicted to Adderall. Probably. Allegedly. We really do need to add a disclaimer to the show, Alex. I have to write one. I mean, disclaimer, allegedly, every one of those words that my lawyer would tell me to use. I don't have a lawyer. I have 5, so come at me. I don't have a lawyer. I have 5. I have 5 Jewish lawyers. Okay? So if you want to come at me, by all means. Allegedly, Alex Karp. It seems, it appears, it's apparent. One may assume, one may presume Alex Karp is on some sort of pharmaceutical drug. We have so much to get to, and we also have SpaceX did its first public earnings call, and that's fun. And we have we're going to cover a race, a primary, the recent primary results. An Arab man won an election in the United States. So that we will get to that. That is very historic. Some guy with L in his last name won an election. Some guy Abdul El Sayed. That's an American politician, ladies and gentlemen. And I that sounded ironic. That sounded shitty. We're gonna cover that. It's amazing. And primaries are we're getting into the cycle there. So we'll get into that. We'll sink our teeth into that. And so much more. So much more. I believe we have. And then we'll do some slice of life stuff. What we have and some guy blew all his money on social shopping. We'll talk about social shopping. Social shopping is an interesting one. There's this new platform called Whatnot, which I believe is Chinese, which we love, where you can, live bet on Pokemon cards and things like that. That's and then this guy lost all his money doing that. So we're going to talk about that. Guys, we have so much to get to. Thank you for being a listener. If you're a new listener, hello. If you're an old listener, hello. We are so excited to have you here. The show is growing at a record-breaking pace. We were at 26 listeners last week, and now we're at 29. It's a record. Every records are being broken. My heart is being broken by the listenership. Guys, I love you guys. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing here. I think we should start. Let's start with this hedge fund story, because I think this is very indicative of this. It's a sign of the times. So if you're unfamiliar, this is a fun one. A 24-year-old guy. He's 24 years old, and what happened is this is an interesting one. So, what is this story all about? This story is indicative of what is the value of going to an Ivy League school and being a part of the elite class. And I've been thinking about this a lot. This story, and this is basically, what is the story? This guy, he's 24. He's 24 years old. He worked at OpenAI as a researcher. He was ousted from OpenAI. Shortly thereafter, writes a what can only be described as a manifesto called Situational Awareness. And shortly after writing this manifesto, decides that he's going to start a hedge fund, having had no prior experience in the financial industry. And that hedge fund subsequently had a dramatic rise in assets under management. Very successful, doing very well. And then he took on too much leverage, and then it collapsed, and he had to sell a large part of the hedge fund. He failed, and a large part of the hedge fund was sold to Ken Griffin. Now, this is TMZ for autistic boys. Now, Ken Griffin, who is Ken Griffin's daddy, right? Ken Griffin runs Citadel. No one knows. We are the. I mean, this show is 10 years ahead, guys. This show is this show is 10 years ahead. Ken Griffin's gonna run for president. Mark, put that on the fucking record now. Sean, you heard it here first. Sean Riley has stated Ken Griffin will run for president someday. He is the CEO and founder of the preeminent, most successful hedge fund of all time, or inarguably the most successful hedge fund of all time, Citadel, and he had to bail out this child. That's what happened. And why am I talking about this? Because here's what this story tells us. So the hedge fund is called Situational Awareness, which is a very ironic name for a hedge fund that collapsed. I don't know how aware you were of the situation if you over leveraged your bets on these AI companies and then they all went against you. Here's the funny thing. And why do you listen to my show? I actually read his manifesto cover to cover. I didn't read the whole thing. I skimmed it. I read the first half. And why is this important? Why am I even talking about this? Because it's not a good sign. It is not a good sign for our economy if a 24-year-old child can raise billions of dollars for an AI hedge fund, having had no prior experience in running a hedge fund. They gave this guy a hedge fund. And I have a theory as to why. Number one, his name is Leopold Aschenbrenner. That already sounds like a rich guy. If you want to raise money for a hedge fund, it's actually very simple. Just get your name legally changed to Leopold. If you get your first name legally changed to Leopold, you can literally email Goldman Sachs and they will wire you $1 billion instantly. If you change your name to Leopold, that's where our economy is fake. The entire thing is a fucking scam. Leopold of Belgium. Doesn't this guy look rich? This is not the guy. This is a guy that should be starting a hedge fund. The only guy that should be starting a hedge fund, you should have to look like this. You should have to have a long beard and speak to no one. If you have to be an oracle. This guy started a hedge fund. This guy looks like he made an indie band and lives in Bushwick. This guy looks like he is an indie band and does boom, clap, stomp music for millennials. This is a guy that started a hedge fund, and we're just okay with that. The whole world is just, we're okay with giving this guy $1 billion. No, it's okay. You can have $1 billion. Is this still Leopold?
No, this is just a random Bushwick guy.
Oh yeah, so that is point proven. It's the same guy. Let's go back. I mean, guys, this is a man. For the clip, it'll be down here. This is a man that started a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund, and why was he given all of this? Why was he given all this money? Because he wrote a manifesto. Let's also back up. Let's back up a little bit. So his name is Leopold Aschenbrenner. He is a German national. I don't know that, but he is German. He's of German descent. And I just want to say this. If there is one single thing that we need to learn from history, it is to not give power to German men that were ousted from an institution and then subsequently write a manifesto. And that is what Leopold Aschenbrenner did. He was ousted from OpenAI, controversially. Then he wrote a manifesto, and he's German. That is enough to put him in jail. He should be in jail. That's the same track record as Hitler. Hitler was ousted, wrote a manifesto, and then did a genocide. Okay? We should not be giving this guy billions of dollars to buy. Hey, Leopold. By the way, Leopold Aschenbrenner, and I'm going to go, I know he's 24. He's a younger kid. I'm going to go after you. By the way, Leopold Aschenbrenner, buying Anthropic Series E stock doesn't make you an investing mogul, you fucking retard. I'm sorry. Wow, you bought Anthropic stock? What? No, I didn't see that coming. By the way, he worked at FTX. By the way, the guy that launched this Situational Awareness hedge fund, the guy that started this Situational Awareness hedge fund, he used to work for FTX. FTX, we all know, was Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried is in jail. Inshallah, he will stay there. Sam Bankman-Fried's in jail because he was taking investor money and, I don't know, buying hentai, spending it on like live hentai. Who knows what he was spending the money on? So the guy. Now, I mean, we live in a society that rewards fraud. We live in the line, and that's really what it is, you guys. The line between being an enterprising young person and being a fraudulent psychopath, there is no line. It's a circle. That's the economy now. The Venn diagram of being a psychopath fraud and being an enterprising American industrialist, it's a circle. It's the same thing now. The only way to build wealth and win big in the American economy now, is to be associated with fraud. The basis is fraud. It's fraud. That's all it is. It's fraud. It's hot air. It's raising billions of dollars because you wrote a manifesto about AI and you repeated a bunch of sludge that actual smart people dictated to you. And you know what's really sad about the whole situation? Here's why I'm focusing on this. Here's why I think this is important to talk about. When you are in the elite class and let me back up because this is important. Leopold Aschenbrenner, he's a man in the elite class, okay? He worked at OpenAI. He worked at FTX. By the way, working at FTX, that should be a huge mark of failure on your resume, but no, instead it's good experience. And ultimately, here's the difference between this story is indicative of the difference between the elite class and the rest of us. Okay. When Leopold Aschenbrenner's hedge fund assets collapse and he has to sell them at a huge loss to daddy, Ken Griffin, he does that and it becomes this big story. He fails spectacularly in the public eye. He loses all these billions of dollars. And what is the result of this? He doesn't get fired. No. He doesn't go to jail. No. He doesn't have any. In fact, when you are in the elite class and you fail publicly spectacularly, not all the time, most of the time, that's actually a good thing for you and your image. Leopold is doing better now because of this, because he's great marketing for him, first of all. Leopold, now he's doing better. You want to know why? Because the other elites, they look at him and they go, oh, well, now he's really been through the ringer. Now this is actually a notch on his belt. That is ultimately, there's a whole book about failing upwards. This is great. He's failing up. He's faking until he makes it. And that is the sickness of Wall Street. The sickness of Wall Street and the sickness of American capitalism, the sickness of American capitalism right now is that you can fail spectacularly and then we give you more power. Like Leopold Aschenbrenner with his hedge fund, Situational Awareness, raises a bunch of money, over-levers all of his bets, and then they all collapse. He gets a margin call, which is a bad thing, has to sell all the equity and all the stock to Ken Griffin for a huge loss, and then I guarantee you this guy is going to be given more money, more power. This is from CNBC. Situational Awareness hedge fund meltdown was a warning shot for leverage markets. Bank of America CEO says. I guarantee you this guy is taking more phone calls with people. He's talking to more investors. He's going to raise even more money. This is only going to be more interest for him. And why am I saying this? Because if someone in the elite class fails spectacularly and loses billions of dollars, it's actually a notch on their belt. It's good experience. And they're not afraid to take risk. And we're going to give you more power. But if you work at Sonic and you drop the fries, you're done. You're done. If you're at Sonic on roller skates, doing 360s, trying to get a tip, or you flip the ice cream upside down and the ice cream falls out of the cup, which isn't even your fault. If you do that and the ice cream falls out, or you give someone Diet Coke and they ask for Coke, you get reprimanded. If you're an average person and you make a mistake at your job, maybe we fire you and maybe you don't have health care anymore. I'm sorry, you made a really big mistake on the job and we care about results here. That is the fucking difference, ladies and gentlemen. When you fail at your job, you get reprimanded, you get 3 strikes, you get put on a PIP. Where's the PIP? Where's the pip for Leopold Aschenbrenner? Hey, Leopold Aschenbrenner, you've been pipped. You have officially received a pip from Sean's show. We are sending you a pip. It's a performance improvement plan. And if your performance does not improve, Leopold, okay, I'm suing you. I'm calling the FTC. I'm calling the SEC. I'm calling my dad. I'm suing you. And Leopold doesn't get a pip. Leopold still gets health care. He gets to marry the chief of staff of Anthropic in Carmel Valley. Why? Why is that? Oh, because he's exceptionally intelligent and he's one of a kind. I don't fucking buy it. Leopold Aschenbrenner, I do not buy that you are this wonderkind genius German guy. I buy that you're German. I don't buy that you're a wonderkind. And what is the basis for all of my accusations that I'm making against this gentleman? Well, leave that photo up because this is just, I can't get over the photo. This photo makes him look like he's in a gay band. This photo, oh my God, I'm dressed like him. That was on purpose. Guys, I actually dressed as Leopold. Look, I even have a plant. Dude, look at that. Look at this. Guys, can I have $7 billion for a hedge fund? Who did it who wore it better, guys? Look at this. I wrote a 100-page paper on AI. Can I have $1 billion now, please, BlackRock? Amazing. If you're just listening, I was posing in front of my plant. My shout out to Industry Plant. We have an Industry Plant on the show. And I mean, like, it's a real shame is what it is. It's a real shame that a guy like this can actually raise all this money with no okay, let me cook on this. So let me get this straight. A 24-year-old guy with zero experience in financial management of assets, a 24-year-old German fuckboy can raise billions of dollars for a hedge fund because he wrote a manifesto on AI. I can write a manifesto on AI. I can do that too, Leopold. I can talk about orders of magnitude. Not that hard. I can make unfounded claims on the growth of AI in the future and hire a designer to make me a website. Okay? Not that hard. Not that impressive. But let me get this straight. That's how this works is this guy has zero experience in managing money. Am I jealous? Obviously, I'm jealous, you guys. Can you hear the jealousy in my voice? So this guy has no experience in the financial industry. He can raise billions of dollars, and we just give him the billions of dollars. But if I interview for a job, they want 10 years of experience with a tool that's only been around for 2 years. You must have 60 years of experience in Python if you want this entry-level job. You better have 7 to 8 years of experience in Power BI. So I need to have 8 years of experience in Power BI if I want to be a senior FP&A analyst at a company. So if I want to be a senior accountant, if I want to be an entry-level analyst at a company, I need to have 7 years of experience in Power BI. Ideally, I have a master's degree in data analytics, right? But Leopold Aschenbrenner's 24, and he gets to raise billions of dollars for nothing. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and we're gonna take a look at his man. I read it, Alex. It's that PDF there. I think you had it pulled up. Let's read about his thoughts. This is now. I'm going to read to you from Leopold Aschenbrenner's his manifesto called Situational Awareness. I also like to call it Mein Kampf 2. Mein Kampf 2.0. Situational Awareness: The Decade Ahead by Leopold Aschenbrenner. There's some dedication. There's some dedications. And it's 100 and something. It's a whole book. It's a whole book talking about AI and the challenges ahead. Let's go. We have if you scroll down, let's start there. Let's start at chapter 1. Let's start at the beginning. Let's give him a fair shot. You know, I don't want to give this guy an unfair shot. I don't want to. This is from Leopold's manifesto. And I'm going to give him, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to cherry pick. That's the word I was looking for. I'm not going to cherry pick and point out little things in his PDF that support my argument. I'm just going to read it straight up, okay? So this is from Leopold Aschenbrenner's, I believe he calls it a blog post. It's a long blog post. Chapter 1, Greater Israel and the Holy Land. Kidding. Number 1, from GPT-4 to AGI, counting the ohms, which is order of magnitudes, if you don't know. So here's what he says. He says, AGI, could you zoom in a little more, Alex? My eyes are failing me. Thank you. Okay. So here we go. This is a guy that raised billions of dollars in assets, by the way. Okay? Just so you know. I think it's billions. I think it was billions, or it ballooned to billions. We don't know. A lot of money. And this is what he said. 24-year-old, by the way. AGI by 2027 is strikingly plausible. Okay, I'm going to hold you to that, Leo. AGI by 2027 is strikingly plausible? What month is it? August? August, September, October, November. Leopold, you got 5 months, bitch. You have 5 months, bitch. Because what is AGI? Artificial General Intelligence, a.k.a. a sci-fi future where AI is self-improving. So some 24-year-old douchebag German fuckboy writes a blog post about how we're going to get AGI by 2027, and then Bank of America and Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan give him billions of dollars to piss away. Awesome. Meanwhile, the average guy is getting fucked. So if you read a 168-page schizophrenic, he's schizophrenic. This is literally schizoid posting. So if you read a 100-page manifesto schizoid posting about where you think AI is going to be in 5 years, and you went to Columbia University, we'll give you $1 billion. But if you want to come to this country and do blue-collar labor, I'm sorry, you're going to get executed. I'm sorry, we have to shoot you. I'm sorry. If you read a 100-page schizo manifesto about AI, we'll give you billions of dollars to manage. And if you lose a bunch of it, don't worry, we'll give you more billions, because now you've experience. But if you come to this country from Venezuela and you want to work 16 hours in the hot sun, nailing in nails and do a bunch of poorly manufactured wood so that a bunch of dumbass fucks can live in the suburbs in homes and break your back for white people that don't appreciate you, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That's not how this country works. Don't you get that that's not how this country works? Don't you get it yet? Can't you get this through your stupid fucking head that that's not how this country works? It's not about doing the right thing. It's about writing a 150-page schizo manifesto about where you think a technology is going to be, and making all this ridiculous language and all this terminology and doing charts and quoting other schizos and spreading it around the Silicon Valley and doing psychedelics with Jensen Huang. You want to be a billionaire in 2026? Just do psychedelics with Jensen Huang. Start wearing a leather jacket. Start talking in Latin. Start pandering to the alt-right. That's how you be a billionaire in 2026. Start wearing Crocs. If you want to be a billionaire, it's very simple. If you want to be a billionaire in the modern era, it's very simple. Start wearing Crocs and get over this idea that you're going to need to do, that you can do it ethically. As soon as you get over the idea that you have to do it ethically, you can become a billionaire very quickly. You just need to bomb kids in Crocs. Just walk around your building in Crocs and order drone strikes on hospitals in third world countries. And start talking about how important the West is and how important it is that we understand Sudan. And understand, the mechanisms of the UN and Sudan. Start getting involved. You want to be a billionaire? Start getting involved in Sudan. It's very easy to be a billionaire. Just start having a point of view on South Sudan. People will give you money if you have a point of view on anything. It doesn't matter. Welcome to this is the show. Sean Show. Hello. Where's my money? I guess my show disproves that, right, Alex? If you have a point of view on something, people will give you money. Doesn't matter if it's the right point of view or the wrong point of view. Okay, so Leopold. If I already said this, but I want to say it again. They just gave this fucking guy money because his name's Leopold. That's all that's going on here. Leopold Aschenbrenner. It's just it bleeds money. His name is soaked with cash. Do you feel it? If this guy's name was Jordan Wilson and he was born in Oklahoma, they wouldn't have given this fucking asshole any money. His name's Leopold Aschenbrenner. Of course he has a hedge fund at 24. That's why, by the way, I'm naming all of my children Leopold. This is what this is. This story tells me that no matter if I have a boy or a girl, I'm naming my child Leopold so they can have a fucking hedge fund. Leopold has to be like the most fascist name out there. Leopold, I mean, it sounds like Napoleon. It's like naming your kid Napoleon. Leopold sounds like a guy with a golden sword that beheads you. Leopold sounds like he is the rightful heir to a kingdom. And so here's a chart. And
this is crazy. This is just a drawing.
No, I know. It's literally just. So if you're just listening, on the x-axis we have years, and then on the y-axis, can you read that y-axis to me, Alex? I can't really read
Effective compute.
Effective compute. And then we have, on the y-axis, it's orders of magnitude, 10 to the minus 7, etc. On the bottom, all the way up to like 10 to the 9. And there's no units, right? Effective compute. It's a unit. And then you go, it's actually a unitless metric on purpose, Sean, you idiot. Okay, sorry. So, effective compute. It's a unit. It's a log chart. To make it, and the title of the chart is Base Scale Up of Effective Compute, and the chart is labeled. So what we have is GPT-2, we have GPT-3, and we have GPT-4, and that's where we are now, I guess. Smart, and the GPT-4 is a line, a horizontal line. It says Smart High Schooler. So where now and why can we trust Leopold with this information? He was just in high school. That's actually why can we trust Leopold Aschenbrenner to talk about the future of AI and make this chart and these claims about AI is roughly as smart as a high schooler right now? Because Leopold was in high school 2 years ago. He's really in touch. He's tapped in.
Did he go to high schools and go measure their effective compute at 10 to the 0? Like he went up to some high schoolers.
That's a great question, Alex. And I would say that what he did is he actually has a bunch of high schoolers in a basement, and he actually is able to continuously monitor their effective compute. That's what Leopold. That's what this guy is doing. This guy has high schoolers chained up chained to a radiator, and every week he goes down there and he measures their effective compute. He throws a fucking steak. He throws a steak at them, and they all like fight for the meat. And he goes, "I'm here to measure your effective compute. Take this SAT. Take this calculus BC exam so I can measure your effective compute against GPT-4." And here's the kicker. We go up on the chart, and this is going into the future. This is where it gets interesting, folks. The next label on the chart is automated /AI researcher /engineer ? Automated AI researcher /engineer ? You know what? And everyone on Wall Street, they look at this chart and they go, "This guy's a genius." He did a line and said that, "So Leopold, your entire thesis is that things will continue to go as they've been going?" Wow. I mean, it's incredibly thick-skulled and stupid.
It also implies that an AI researcher is, 1,000,000 times more intelligent than a smart high schooler?
I've met AI researchers. That should be below the high schooler. I've met AI researchers I've met AI researchers at bars. I've worked with AI researchers. You should put the AI researcher below the smart high schooler. Smart, also, I love that he says smart high schooler and not dumb high schooler. That's eugenics. This entire thing is actually a psyop for eugenics. So, yeah, I've met AI research engineers, and they are absolute fucking retards, and they need to be below high school. High schoolers are smarter than AI researchers, okay? They have more ethics. They have more common sense. A smart high schooler has more common sense than an AI. How can you say an AI researcher is smarter than a high schooler when it's the high schoolers, it's Gen Alpha and Gen Z, they realize that developing AI at the pace we're developing at is going to be catastrophic for our society. But no. The AI researchers are, that's a great point, 1,000,000 times smarter than a high schooler? Really? That's actually such a great point. Automated research engineer. I mean, and then if you go, so let's go to page 23, I believe it is, Alex. There's a specific thing that I want to point out. This is a little thing, and I am cherry picking here. But if we go to page 23 of this PDF, he says something that is just badly written. Let me see here. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, let's get it on the screen too. Okay. So we're, and this is why you watch the show, you guys. No other comedian is doing a deep dive into a hedge fund douchebag's manifesto. He is a Nazi. Make no mistake that Leopold Aschenbrenner is a crypto Nazi. And not only mean crypto in the sense of like, you know, secret, I mean cryptocurrency. He's a cryptocurrency Nazi. He's a Bitcoin Nazi. So let's see. So why am I focusing on so this is an excerpt from This is an excerpt from Leopold Aschenbrenner's manifesto, and this is the document under which he was able to raise all of this money for his now failed hedge fund. Let's read his thoughts on AI. Let's give him a chance. Here's an excerpt. Quote, "If we step back and look at the long-term trends, we seem to find new algorithmic improvements at a fairly consistent rate. Individual discoveries seem random and at every turn, there seem to be insurmountable obstacles. But the long-run trend line is predictable, a straight line on a graph. Trust the trend line. He says, trust the trend line. That is the seed of this entire philosophy. And that's the philosophy of all of these people that are so dug into AI becoming this, I call them AI supremacists. At the root of the AI supremacist philosophy, it's the same as a fundamentalist Christian. It's faith. It literally, this is not my words. He goes, trust the trend line. Hey, Leopold, why? Why should I trust the trend line? He has all these charts going, AI is gonna continue to scale as it has been scaling. And it has nothing to do with the fact that we've been spending billions of dollars to inflate everything and make it look like it's bigger than it is because we are all invested. God, I fucking hate it, dude. It makes me so fucking sick. Trust the trend line. Hey, Leopold, fuck you. Hey, Leopold, suck. How about you trust my fucking cock, bitch? Fuck you. You little 24-year-old German fuckboy. Where's my $1 billion? No, seriously, where's my $1 billion? I was right about Palantir. Where's my fucking money? Where's my billion, Bank of America? Where's my billion, JP Morgan? Why don't I get $1 billion to manage a hedge fund? Do I have to write a fucking blog? How many more? And I was right about SpaceX too. Let's get SpaceX up there, Alex. Let's get SpaceX up there. It's in the record. I said before SpaceX IPO that it was going to collapse. And what did it do? What did it do? It went down. It's down 30% since its IPO. You want to know why? Because being a cynical asshole is way more profitable. It pays to be cynical, ladies and gentlemen. That's my point. Click on all. Let's really see. I mean, am I not a psychic? I'm literally the fucking Oracle of Bushwick. Like, you guys know the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett. I'm the Oracle of Bushwick, okay? I am the Oracle of Bushwick. SpaceX is down.
Trust the trend.
Trust the trend. Hey, Leopold. So wait a minute. So SpaceX was going up for 10, 20 years, and then when I IPO'd and the trend was broke. Hey, Leopold, what if the trend breaks? What about that? What's your plan then? You don't have a plan because you're 24 and you're marrying the chief of staff of Anthropic. That's certainly not a conflict of interest. The entire, and we'll move on from this now. I spent the entire episode on it. I'm sorry. We will transition into some other interesting stories as well related to this. But the entire, we all know this. The entire economy is just moment. It's a big momentum trade. The entire economy now is literally an AI momentum trade, and if that goes under, the water wars begin. I mean, is that what's the word? Not controversial. Am I being what's that thing when the media over exaggerates stuff? Sensationalizing? Is it sensationalist? Is it sensationalist to suggest that we are literally in a fake economy that is literally just one big AI momentum trade propped up on a bunch of underfunded pensions, that if it starts to go the other way, we are literally going to be ripping out each other's throats for fresh water? Is that sensationalized? Is that a sensationalist thing to say? I don't think that's sensationalist at all. Is it sensationalist? Is it hyperbolic to suggest that if AI does not do what all of these douchebags in Silicon Valley have promised it will do in terms of economic growth, if AI doesn't deliver this insane, impossible amount of economic growth and the economy starts to tip over a little bit, we may see a depression, the likes of which we have not seen in 1,000 years. and we're all going to try and we're all going to be waiting in line for gas or worse. I mean, best case scenario is a 5-hour line around the block for gasoline, ladies and gentlemen. We're already going to get that with the fucking war. Sorry, the skirmish. Sorry, the strategic military engagement. We are having a prolonged strategic military engagement that happens to be in Iran. We happen to be doing. Don't you fucking. That is how they get you to just they shame you for trying. A lot of people, and not just the right and the left. I'm not even talking about that. A lot of the people that are pro-war, war hawks, people that love war and they love the idea of going to war, and they like, you know what I'm so sick of? I'm so sick of the people that rationalize war and they just throw up their hands as if this is the only way. It is what it is. It is what it is, dude. And they make everyone sound, you know what really pisses me off about the military industrial complex and people that support it is they make you sound crazy for suggesting that maybe there's an alternative way to operate our society than a version of society where we throw babies into into a baby crushing machine. You go, wow, I can't, and they're the real cynical ones, by the way. You think I'm cynical? Fucking the war hawks are cynical about the nature of humanity. And they're the ones that perpetuate this shit. They go, you idiot. If it wasn't us doing that, if it wasn't us over there doing that to them, it'd be them over here doing that to us. You sure about that? Are you sure about that? Hey, buddy, you don't understand what it takes to keep your freedoms. You know what? If me being free means that we need to, we need to watch 5-year-olds. Trigger warning. If my freedom as an American depends on, if you really think it's this, if my freedom of speech and my property rights and all this other shit that I get as an American, if all of that depends on watching a 5-year-old boy pick up the brains of his younger brother in a desert because we fucking hit him with a drone, then I don't need freedom. I'm good, dude. I'm good. Like, let's find another way. I'll move to Canada. I guess if my freedom of speech really depends on thousands of little tiny babies getting slaughtered, I'll give up the show. I will even give up my show if it saves baby lives. And I'm not just saying that. I would do that. This is, if you're just listening, we have a photo of Leopold Aschenbrenner's hedge fund. This is his hedge fund's board of directors talking about which overvalued company to invest in next. Now let's go away from the elites for a moment and let's land down back at Earth. And let's talk about something that maybe is a little more relevant to you guys. This is a story that was reported on by the Wall Street Journal, interesting one, about a company called Whatnot. And you might have heard of it. I actually know about it because my friend was working for them for a little while, which is selling Labubus. So what is the story? And why is it important? This is just as important. The Labubus are just as important as Leopold. So this is from the Journal. This is a fun one. Wall Street Journal. The live shopping app where some people bid until they're broke. Whatnot's fast-moving auctions and feverish, quote, breaks hook users hoping to buy prized sports cards, plus fashion tools, food. Okay? And nearly anything else. Now, why am I talking about this? So there's this whole, and Gary Vee is totally into this. Gary Vaynerchuk is like totally into like social shopping. Social shopping is gonna be the future. Are you not on Whatnot yet? Gotta get on Whatnot. Okay. Gary Vee. This is a message to Gary Vee. Hey, Gary Vee, can you stop telling people that the easiest way to make $80,000 a year is to go to a garage sale and lowball children for their Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Gary Vee, I love you, man. You know what? I don't love you. I find you annoying. Gary Vee, can you stop encouraging people that are unemployed to take the bus to various garage sales and estate sales so that you can lowball a widow on an heirloom? That's what you want people to do? You want the average person who's unemployed and just wants a job, you want them to go to an estate sale where a widow is literally weeping because her husband died of preventable cancer and they couldn't get good care for him because we live in hell thanks to people like you? And you want them to go to that estate sale with a wad of cash that they don't have. That's why they want a job, you fucking idiot. And you want them to go up to the widow and go, I like that prized lamp. That's a lamp that you have an emotional connection to. And I noticed, I looked it up on eBay. Those lamps go for $500 on eBay. I know that's a lamp that you and your husband used to read. You used to read and have this intimate moment together. And you used to read every night next to each other for 30 years. And then your husband suddenly died of a preventable cancer. And I know you're really devastated and you're trying to raise money because he didn't have life insurance. And now you're really scared and you have to liquidate all of these prized possessions that you love so much. Well, hi, nice to meet you. Have you heard of Gary Vaynerchuk? I lost my husband. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no one. How much is that lamp going for? Really, Gary? That's what you want people to do? Is go up to widows that are devastated and go, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hey, I'll give you $5 for that rare lamp. I'll give you $10 for that. I'll give you $10 for that rare Egyptian coffee table. That looks real nice. I took the bus here. Hey, I took the bus here. How much for that family heirloom that you need to liquidate? Gary Vee is such a little fuck boy. I don't know who's worse, Leopold or Gary. Who can we trust less, Gary Vee or Leopold Aschenbrenner? I almost trust the Nazi more than Gary, to be honest with you. That's what Gary Vee wants you to do. Gary Vee wants you to go to an estate sale and lowball a devastated widow for all of her prized possessions and then make an account on Whatnot and go, I'm starting the bidding at $5. Hey, chat. $10. Oh, woo. $15. And that's how he wants you to make $80K a year. Gary Vee wants you to do this on a social selling app and go, sold for $150. Good job. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. If you want to make $80K a year, you have to be a micro influencer that sells family heirlooms that you stole. What happened to a good old fashioned job where you fucking, you melted down ore and made steel? What happened to the job market? What happened? Gary Vee wants you to do social selling of fucking Labubus and Yu-Gi-Oh cards to addicts. They want you to go on, Gary Vee wants you to go on Whatnot, and he wants you to swindle gambling addicts out of their retirement savings by selling them fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Chinese Yu-Gi-Oh cards. This is from the Journal. I want to point. And by the way, I want to read you some of this story because it's hilarious. This is, and his name is Sean, so I have a connection to him. This is from the Journal. This is what people are doing with their time these days. Ready? Sean Harding downloaded Whatnot, a live shopping app, after rekindling his childhood baseball card collecting hobby. Midlife crisis. Within 4 months, the 45-year-old accountant had spent almost $1.4 million from his savings, personal loans, money borrowed from a friend, and finally from his employer's company credit card. When his wife discovered the full tally, she filed for divorce. This is a quote from Sean, not me, the other Sean. Quote, I just kept telling myself one more time that I'd sell it all and make all my money back. But it was so easy just to swipe right. You don't even remember how many times you've done it. And Gary Vee wants you to go on Whatnot and sell Labubus and Pikachus, Gem Mint PSA 10 Pikachus to gambling addicts. And then for all of this, what are you going to make? You're going to make $80K. You're not even going to make six figures. You're going to... Who are we selling these? Who are we selling this stuff to? Who are we selling? If we're all struggling to make money, who's buying this shit? That guy's selling a bag of Cheetos. Garlic butter Chinese Lays? Is this the economy now? Is you go on Whatnot and you buy garlic butter Chinese Lays? This is it? And you can swipe right. You can swipe right and you can buy a Gem Mint Pikachu Chinese Oreos. You can buy I swear to God, if you buy like a rare food item on Whatnot, you're bidding to buy food. If you buy food, Chinese Oreos on Whatnot, you need to be checked into a mental hospital immediately. If you buy a Chinese bag of garlic butter Lays on a social selling app, you need to be put in jail. And if you sell on Whatnot, you need to be shot in the street. I'm sorry. Gary Vee wants everyone to be on Whatnot selling. This is a fake economy. So this is from the Journal. It has tapped into the addictive qualities of social media with opportunities fed to you in an algorithm-controlled scroll. So now instead of endless doom scrolling on content, you're literally doom scrolling, and you're doom scrolling to buy food. The design supercharges traditional shopping sites such as eBay and Amazon with high-pressure countdown auctions, often run by hosts who urge buyers to bid higher and faster. The most feverish shows are built around, quote, breaks, where a person buys an opportunity to win an unknown, potentially valuable collectible. That's called a lottery. So a person bids an amount of money to get an unknown item. That sounds like a lottery. It sounds... This is Whatnot, Kalshi, Polymarket, all of the founders of these companies, you guys should be put in jail for the rest of your lives. It's called, and I read this on LinkedIn. You know what this is called? What Whatnot is doing, Whatnot and Kalshi and Polymarket, all of these companies, you guys are doing category laundering. You are trying to regulate yourselves as if you are these like trendy markets. We're not a lottery. We're not a casino. We're an auction market. We're a trading platform. No, you just don't get it, man. We're not a casino. We allow people to express their points of view on whether or not Ariana Grande will host SNL before we nuke Iran again. You idiot. We're not a digital casino. We just allow people to express their point of view on the market. Okay, for example, well, you know how Ariana Grande has an eating disorder? We let you bet on whether or not Ariana Grande will succumb to her ED by June 30th. It's not a casino. Here at Whatnot, we're not a lottery. On Whatnot, you can spend $100 to buy an unknown item of an unknown value from a guy. From any guy. And it's Chinese. By the way, it's Chinese, which is great. Everything, people always say that we in the United States steal from China. It's actually the other way around. If you look at what is culturally relevant in the United States right now, we are 10 years behind China culturally. Whatnot and social selling, that just came to America. Social selling has been around in China for 10 fucking years. You want to know why? They're smarter than us. And that's it. They are smarter than us. And they have a better society. And we steal from them. China doesn't steal from us. We steal from China. Guys, mark my word. K-pop is huge. Asia is just 10 years. Asia, I am an Asian supremacist. Unironically, not doing a joke, I am a racial Asian supremacist. Sorry. That was too much. I'm sorry, guys. That is a joke. Sorry. I'm sorry. I was gonna say, I am not every race, truly every race, every human being. I believe in equal human rights for every human being, except for Xi Jinping, the leader of the world. All right, this is getting to be bad. Alex, what are we at? Are we at how much?
An hour and 2 minutes.
Or hour 2. All right. Guys, at about an hour 30 is when I get really racist. So I always have to have an off ramp. So we live in a fake economy where guys like Leopold Aschenbrenner can make billions, and if you want to make any money, Leopold Aschenbrenner is 24 years old, and he gets to lose billions of dollars because he worked at OpenAI and went to an Ivy League school. And if you want to make $80K a year, you have to dance on a Chinese social selling app and go, W's in the chat. 80K a year. Leopold gets billions from JP Morgan Chase because he said trust the trend line. We have the Palantir earnings call. We'll do that on the Patreon. What else do we have on the docket out? Can you scroll down? There might be some last minute fun ones that we can touch on. We missed out. Okay, what do we have? AI startup. Oh my god. Okay, so we have there was an AI startup that offered job interviews in exchange for company tax. Let's end on this. Let's have fun. This is a fun one, guys. Okay. I want to. This is also from the Journal. We are not sponsored by the Journal. They just happen to be covering all the shit that is funny. This is also from the Journal today. This one I think is just funny. I mean, it's like the whole. What am I trying to say today, guys? Is that unless you are in the 0.1% of people where you went to Columbia, unless you went to Columbia, MIT, Harvard, Stanford, and you were born and raised in one of like 4 geographies. Miami, New York, LA, Silicon Valley, and maybe Denver, maybe DC, maybe Seattle. There's like a handful of geographies. And even within that, you had to have been born into a lot of wealth. Unless you were born into a position that opened up the channels to allow you to get these highly rare, highly competitive, coveted jobs where you do nothing and you make $500K a year. It makes me, I've said it a lot, but it makes me absolutely fucking sick to see 25-year-old frat bro. It makes me so sick to see 25-year-old frat boy fucking douchebags making $600K a year at an AI startup, and they have zero appreciation. Number one, they have zero appreciation for math. Number two, they rape. Number three, they hate the average Joe. And they think that they're better. And they think that they deserve it. That's the real problem. The real problem with the elite class is that they think that they deserve everything that they've earned when they absolutely 1000% have not. They deserve fucking handcuffs. You actually deserve handcuffs and a judge going 7 years in prison, no chance of parole, slam. That's what they actually deserve, okay? Because the power that they have corrupts them. And one great example of that, and it's a big party. All they do is party. They don't work. And my point is, most people are working 16 hours a day, back-breaking jobs, back-breaking fucking work, blue-collar labor, serving you slop bowls in Manhattan, serving you shit at Kava. Most people, they work at Kava or they drive a truck and they hate their lives and they drown themselves with alcohol and pills because their reality is rightfully, believably a nightmare. Meanwhile, there's a small group of fucking douchebag tech bros, and their entire existence is a big party. So here's the story. AI startup apologizes for offering job interviews in exchange for company tattoos. Hey, you know what? Your apology is not accepted. Jail. Your apology is not accepted. So this guy, and by the way, you get the tattoo, and that doesn't even guarantee you the job. If you get a permanent tattoo of the company logo, then you get an interview with the company. The co-founder of Lemon Lime, stupid ass name for a startup, by the way, fuck you. The co-founder of Lemon Lime set off an uproar after offering attendees at a networking party a dare of sorts. Okay, that's horrible journalism. It's not a dare of sorts. It's a quid pro quo. It's called Show. Okay, so here we go. Ready? The co-founder of early AI startup Lemon Lime set off an uproar after offering attendees at a networking party a dare of sorts. Anyone who got a company tattoo at the event would get an instant interview. I mean, what kind of psychopath do you have to be that you think that it would be a fun, hilarious idea to give just an interview at your... So that's how much you think, that's how full of yourself you are, is that you think that if someone wants an audience with you, they need to get a permanent tattoo on their flesh. This is literally flesh for money. Modify your flesh for me to get an audience with me. You arrogant fucks. The arrogance of Silicon Valley, it knows no bounds. It's unbounded. The arrogance of these Silicon Valley entrepreneurs, the entitlement is unbounded. It's infinite. The idea was to quote, meet exceptional people and find out which of them are just as crazy as we are. Jordan Zeitz posted on LinkedIn, adding that he had brought a tattoo artist along for the occasion. We are bold, we take risks, and we do things that haven't been done before. 7 people took him up on the offer, leaving the San Francisco event last weekend, 8 with a permanent tattoo. If you're reaching out to us to apply for a job, you might want to take notes. The job market cannot be this cooked, one user on X wrote. That kids have to get permanent tattoos to get interviews. Here's an apology from this guy on LinkedIn. Hey, Jordan, I don't even know. I'm going to read the apology. Jordan Zeitz. So Jordan, that really is the problem with this, guys, is that, why does he get to be put in a position that he that's not good. 7. Oh, and by the way, if you're one of the 7 people that got a permanent tattoo to get an interview with a company that may not even promise to hire you, it's just an interview, I want you to be unemployed forever. You have absolutely no discernment. If I was this guy, here's the problem with Jordan is he's not enough of a psychopath. Here's the problem, Jordan. Never apologize. Here's how if I was his advisor, I go, Jordan, never apologize. He goes, I messed up. At our YC after party, Y Combinator. Y Combinator comes up again and again. Y Combinator, red flag. If someone mentions Y Combinator, ladies, please stop talking to him. He will destroy your life. At our YC after party, we offered free tattoos. Oh, now it's a free tattoo. Smart. Now it's not in exchange for something. It's free and it was of your own volition. We offered free tattoos and said that we'd be happy to interview anyone who got one. While we thought it would be a fun, memorable way to meet people, was in reality reckless, and instead came across as tying a permanent tattoo to a job opportunity, which showed poor judgment. Yeah, that's not what I would say. Poor judgment? Even though participants chose their own tattoos and no one was asked to get our logo, I should have understood the pressure and power dynamic created by connecting tattoos to hiring. You dumb fuck. Regardless of said intent, turning a celebration of personalized art into a company stunt was poorly exercised judgment. We've taken the post down and have spoken to anyone who participated. We are also ready to cover associated removal costs with anyone facing any delayed regret. I'm so sorry to the people we put in that position and to everyone who expected better, blah, blah, blah. There's no clever explanation here. I got carried away and I was wrong. Wow. For the facts, interviews were available to everyone regardless. So if you want a good what he's not saying there is that everyone who got a tattoo was given a job offer. You know what, Jordan? You know what? Actually, hey Jordan, if you were really sad and you really actually regretted doing this tattoo for job interview stunt and you were really sad, I'm challenging you publicly to give everyone a job that got the fucking tattoo. That's what you should do. That's justice. Because I know that there was some desperate motherfucker that got the tattoo, and then you had the job interview, and you were like, oh my God, this guy, we can't hire this guy.
You should get a tattoo of everyone who got a tattoo.
Yes. Thank you, Alex. Jordan, you know what, Jordan? If you're really sorry, I want you to get a tattoo of a swastika. That's what I want you to do. Jordan, if you're really sorry, I want you to get a tattoo of a swastika and then remove it. That's your punishment. Jordan, if you're really sorry for what you did, I want you to get a sleeve. I want you to get Graham Plattner's Nazi adjacent tattoo. Things will continue to devolve, ladies and gentlemen, in the economy. We will continue to have guys like Gary Vee telling you to social sell. If you're in the 99%, you need to social sell on whatnot. You need to get a tattoo. Even to get a job interview, you have to get a permanent tattoo of the company logo. Imagine having to get a tattoo of Walmart to interview at Walmart. I mean, it's a sick, sick world we live in. Imagine having to get a tattoo of BlackRock before your final round at BlackRock. The things that normal people have to do to get a good job are life-altering, earth-shattering things. Getting a job in 2026, for most people, it's a humiliation ritual. Unless you're in the elite class and you went to MIT and you have a blog. Then we'll give you $1 billion to lose at your own volition. That is the economy that we live in now, ladies and gentlemen. So just know what you're signing up for when you go out into the job market. Just know what you're signing up for. People are blowing their shit smooth off because they can't get a job. You know, I'm a career coach. The last thing I'll do, I'm advertising my services. I am a career coach. You can always call into my show. We have a number. No one ever calls the number. I forgot. I stopped advertising it because no one calls in, but now we have a small amount of listeners. Go into the link in the description of the show. Call into the show. And if you're struggling to get a job, I will give you some career lessons. That's a fun little segment we can do. You know, the show continues to grow, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, we're over time. I gotta hop off. Thank you so much for listening to the show. We deeply appreciate you. You guys are everything. You make the show possible. Patreon.com/Sean Show. We do an extra episode every single week, and we'll get to everything we did not get to on the main episode, which is Perez Hilton doing a live suicide attempt on TikTok. Sad, crazy. I don't even know who that is, but it was a big story. We're going to cover the primary race where an Arab person became a politician in the U.S., which is huge win. And we'll get into the reactions, some of which are very insane to that. The Palantir earnings call and Sam Altman's recent statements about a fun use case of ChatGPT and why that's bad for his kids. So much we did not get to on the Patreon. So get over there. We have a lot of fun on the Patreon. Link in the description. Finally, like the show on YouTube. Shoot me a little comment. We've got some more comments on the show. Please give me a comment. Like the show on YouTube. Review the show on Spotify. Review the show on Apple. Do one of those things because it really helps the show get out to more people. And I'm tired of doing this for free. So, I'm kidding. Please do one thing. It really does make a difference. I see all the numbers, and when the numbers go up, it makes me happy and fills me with joy. Don't you want to fill me with joy the way I filled you with joy and hate? Guys, so that's it. Without further ado, thank you for being a listener. I hope you have a great week. I hope you are making tons of money at a great job. And anyone that gets a tattoo of Sean's show will be blocked from watching the show. So don't ever do that. Don't ever do anything for me. Final disclaimer. Don't ever do anything for me or on my behalf or at my behest. That's the disclaimer. Never do, here at Sean's show, listeners to my show, anything that a listener says that they do on my behalf or at my behest is in fact not doing those things at my behalf or on my behest. So guys, thank you so much. We are going to keep it rolling on the Patreon. See you there. I love you. Have a good week. Be safe.